everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Margaret, and welcome again to Texas Gal Treasures. I am bringing you a really amazing book review today, which is a little bit different than what I normally do, but I want to talk a little bit. Let me show you the book.
Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Margaret, and
yes, I'm live.
To Texas Gal.
There was a lot that I did to set up for today, so y'all try to bear with me. But I am reviewing this book called The Napier Co by Melinda L. Lewis and with Henry Swin. And you guys, I just have to say, I never thought I would have trouble reviewing a book. I am a big time bookworm and a big time jewelry lover, so I was like, this is, we'll go right hand in hand. But I've had this book for weeks and have had a lot of trouble figuring out how I wanted to present this book because it was way more amazing than I could have ever anticipated. And I see jewelry books, collector's books, and all this, but look at me hugging it. But I've never come across one like this. And I even messaged Melinda after I was trying to figure it out. Like she sent me the book to review after we talked about it and everything. And I was like, I've got to send you money for this book. I don't feel right taking this book from you because you can tell that it is a major labor of love. There are a lot of people that write ebooks and books that are fly by night. And I mentioned this in the Sunday, I think on Sunday, and I was like, you can tell this is not something that was just slapped together to make a quick buck. This is something that and I said it would take, I jokingly said it would take like a year, but apparently it took 11 years. So it is amazing. So I have notes because I wanted to have notes because if you're new here, welcome. First of all, my name is Margaret. I make lots of videos about jewelry and collecting jewelry, selling jewelry, what to look for if you're thinking about selling jewelry online. Yeah, so let me get back to my notes because I will intro to me. That's my first note. Hi, I already did that. Good. Okay, links to groups. Okay, that was my next note. I'm telling you, I want to get this right because I really feel like I want to do this book, do the service correctly on this book because it's amazing. Okay, so first off, this is my jewelry group called Texas Gals Jewelry Lovers, and it's on Facebook. And this is where the whole idea of me reaching out to Melinda about her book came from because some of the ladies in the group started talking about this book, and they were just going on. They were going on about it. And so I was like, okay, let's find out about this book. So I messaged her, and I said, hey, how would you feel about coming and let me interview you, send the book, let's talk about the book. And I still want to have her on and interview her. So hopefully in the future we can still do that. So she sent me the book to review because everybody kept talking about it in the group, and as the leader in our group, I want to make sure it's good information. It's beyond good information, first of all. Okay, so that's where the why of how this came about, right, or the how, is that in the group that was going on. So that's my link to the group. So the ladies were talking about it in the group, and I was like, okay, let's find out more about this book because they were really into it. So I got the book, and I just also want to put out there, she's got a Facebook group here, the Napier Co Book, which is a really amazing group to join as well. I mean, look at this. It's just eye candy. Big time. And then there's her unboxing some of her books that she got. It's really cute. Exciting. Not necessarily cute, but exciting. And then this is where you order the book, The Napier Co. I have the links down below in the description box. So I wanted to get all the links out there to start with because I know myself and I'll get talking and I'll forget all the important information, right? And I know some of you in the chat have already picked up the book. It is $50, but you guys, it is well worth it. And you'll see why in just a second. Look. This is, okay, just look. Okay, so some other links I want to make sure I get out there. Now, originally I thought that I was going to create a, pre-recorded, camera down, let me show you the book and all the cool features. But there's something like that already out there, and this is on their YouTube channel, the Napier Co. And it goes here. I'm going to click play for just a second on it so you can see. And it goes into the features, and it goes. Hang on, let me. It talks about it a little bit.
From its
really
inception
cool. So you can kind
of new
get an idea. Because, that was kind of what I was thinking about doing, just like flipping through and showing the different features. And there's already an amazing video out there that does that. And so I thought there are some people in the group that already have the book. There is me now that has the book. And I thought, let's talk about the features. Let's have like a mini book club. And I put when I share it out in the group, be prepared for a Geek Out Love Fest, because that's going to happen all over this book. It'll still be G-rated, but that's what's going to happen here. And okay, there were some other links I want to make sure I shared with you. I shared you. Oh, this is the website where you order it. Okay, Napier Co. Okay, and then that's something I'll talk about later. Okay, so those are the main links I wanted to talk about. Let me get back to my notes because I'm going to forget. I see y'all in the chat. Hang on one second. So yeah, there's a really cool book review that you guys can go watch. I think I linked that down below too, so you can go watch that. Not right now. Do it later after we're done. So again, why I wanted to go live with this. I didn't want to just do okay, and then I thought, well, I know what I'll do. I'll do a top 10, like my top 10 favorite things about the book. And then as you can see, that just wasn't going to work out, right? I just was not going to be able to handle a top 10 with all of that, right? So what I figured we would do is I was going to do a walkthrough just of some of the features that I really liked of the book. And then I do have a kind of top 10 where I'm going to talk about it. And then I've taken some pictures of a few of the features that I really like. And then I thought I would show you some of the pages I marked, and just so you get a feel for how amazing this book is. So I said it is, I decided to pick out some talking points and favorite things, more than 10, to whet your appetite for this. I said magnificent. I was trying to find the right word. Magnificent work of art, field guide, eye candy, resource, etc., etc. It is totally worth it. Okay, enough of that, and let's jump into it. I'm going to say hi in the chat. It is huge. And y'all were joking. Murphy the Esker was joking, like, how are your arms feeling? It is. You can also get your workout with this book. Okay, I just feel like I'm not going to do it right. I don't normally get nervous like this over stuff. Okay, where am I going to put my drink? Okay, so I have some. Let me share the screenshots that I did of some of the features that I wanted to talk to you about in the book. How about let's just jump into it. And thank you guys so much for coming to hang out. Go over there and hit the thumbs up button before I forget to ask. And let me know in the chat also if you already have the book or if you're thinking about getting it. And again, this is not something, I'm not, getting royalties off of the sales of this book or anything like that. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. So some of the things that I really liked about this book was, one, it's more than just Napier. Because that's what I thought, okay, it's going to be about Napier. It's way more than just about Napier jewelry. It's about the fashion trends through the years. The book is laid out chronologically. Let me show you. So the book is laid out, and I'm going to have to flip it over. I wanted to do it with pictures, but then it's hard to do that. So up in the top in this little red tab area, it's laid out chronologically. So through the years, basically you're walking through the years from the 1800s all the way, turn of the century, all the way until the present day. So I really loved that. So you're walking through, there's the 60s, there's the 50s, there's the 40s, there's the 20s. And it doesn't just talk about the Napier jewelry of the time. It talks about what's going on in fashion, what's going on with trends for women's, clothing, and what's going on, what is the big, like different time periods have more Egyptian influences and certain time periods have more African influences. And so it walks through the different trending things going on through the years. So there's that. Hang on, I've got so many tabs open. I'm trying to find this one so I can jump to the next slide. Hang on. I'm sure it's buried under all these other ones. I'm scooching it. So this, this is just, fashion trends, the Victorian period. So each decade it talks about, the different fashion trends, right? Hello in the chat. Okay, so next up, the next thing I really liked was it talks about during those different decades, or some of it's done by decades. Sometimes it's broken down more like 1983, 1984, 1985. What kinds of things you can find during that time. So, or what kinds of things were popular. So like chatelaines. Also, I liked this because you got a feel for descriptive words, or if you're like, I don't know what this item even is. There are a lot of things in this book, and I don't want to share everything because I don't want to give it all away. But there are a lot of things that's like, oh, okay, I've seen these before, or I've seen pictures of these, but I wasn't quite sure what it was as far as jewelry or accessories goes. So there's a lot of that in the book as well. So it talks about that. So there's chatelaines, and then different products you would find during that decade. So here's products of the 20th century, or turn of the century rather, and what kind of stones they would use, and what kind of metals they would use, and is this particular thing, is this, let's say rolled gold. Has rolled gold even been invented yet? How would you, here's one, traditional metal finishes for this time period. I mean, it's that detailed. And I'll open the book up in a second, but I thought, let me go through these slides real fast and share that with you. So, and then even down to what they would call it at the time. Like nowadays, we might call it gray leather. Well, back then they would call it, white calf, or they would call brown black seal, whereas, so if you're seeing it described, you see what kind of terminology they would use at that time period. So that was really cool too. And that again goes per decade. I was really surprised. There was so much I didn't know. That was another thing. I would just sit like trying to get ideas about how to do this video for this book. And I would just find myself, instead of like focusing on what I was, like how am I going to do this? Just reading and turning pages and like, oh my gosh, that's so interesting. So many new cool things. Okay, so here's what I was talking about. So each, section, it talks about available products at the turn of the century. So let's say you find an item, and I'm coming at this also as a reseller, not just a collector. If you find an item and you're like, ooh, I wonder when this was made. Well, how do we date this? Well, this is a particular item that I can look and see, oh, was this even available at this time period? So you can go through, and it doesn't even necessarily have to do with Napier per se, just could you have this at this particular time in history? So yeah, there's so much more to this book than just let's look at Napier, pictures. There's that there too. Let's look at Napier jewelry and the prices and stuff. It's totally history of fashion, jewelry. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. Pardon me 1 second. Okay, so there's that. And then another feature that I really, really liked was it talked about the marks. And I know we talk a lot about, did this brand even do sterling silver? Did this brand do things with, real stones or gold plating? Or so I like that it had that too. So during this time period, sterling silver was introduced into the fold of Napier jewelry, and these are the kinds of finishings, and these are the kind of marks you would find on the jewelry. And then this was just one that I really liked. So it talked about the different styles through the ages, so here's 1930s, the Filigree Bracelet. I love this so much. So this is what got me where I'm like, oh, maybe I need to start collecting. This would be like me and my eye candy and me trying to figure out, okay, I think I need to collect that one and that one and that one for me personally. But as you can see, there'll be an image and then a caption with it describing what it is, and then also kind of a price point of where it, and it depends, she does say it depends on condition, it depends on where you are, depends on, everything can change, but she gives that as well. So I know a lot of people in the group, Texas Gal Jewelry Lovers, we get the question a lot, how do I describe this? And that's something I get asked a lot. How do I describe this item? Well, even if it's not a Napier item, if you look in this book, you will see piece after piece after piece, beautiful pictures, and then excellent descriptions of what the item is. So you can, I'm trying to zoom in, so like here, bracelet, hinged bangle, ornate gilt, filigree bracelet, accented bezel set, faux sapphire, and it gives all of these amazing descriptive words. So it's like, oh, okay, I never knew how to describe that kind of bezel set, square shaped, foil back, faceted crystal stone, setting. So, I mean, that is just a whole nother, again, coming at it from a jewelry seller and knowing that it's, like an encyclopedia, Murphy the Esky says, in the chat. That is another resource that would be really beneficial for, whether you're new selling jewelry or like me, that I've been selling jewelry for a few years now, but still, like I always say, nobody can know everything. No one person knows everything. So there's that. That's another thing, just the descriptions. I'm sure I'm probably missing something because I've gone off script again. Okay, next. Again, this was just another example of descriptive, how would I describe these things? So it's talking about, these are the kinds of die stamped, hammered, engine turned surfaces, things that maybe you would find and you would just list this as a gold tone necklace. When using some of this terminology would help people find it a lot better. So there's that. And then just gorgeous. All right. I forgot to talk about Melinda. I meant to do that at the beginning. Okay, so I'm going to go through these slides and then we're going to talk about Melinda real fast. It was the author, not just because I'm talking about Melinda. Okay, this was something else that was in the book that I really thought was very interesting. It shows the aging of the gold plating used during certain collections. So if you find a piece and you're saying, oh, it looks, kind of brown, or, it shows the kind of wear that might be expected, or the kind, that's just the attention to detail. Even those types of details, just fascinating. And then here, talking about, lookalikes that are not Napier and which kind of charm bracelets were Napier. And there was one that I found that was kind of similar to this, but I think maybe is like a lookalike type one. Okay, and then another thing that I really liked about the book was that each era, it gave the names of the collections. So during this time period, Napier created these particular jewelry collections, and then in the book it shows like these are the things from the Enchanted Forest series, these are the things from the Polished White series, these are the things from the Golden Filigree series. So again, as a jewelry seller, that is something that would be helpful knowing, let's say you're listing jewelry. Well, okay, I know that this comes from this year. I know it comes from this collection. I know it, so you've got all of this at your fingertips, right? Okay. Oh, and this I shared because you guys remember I found this necklace in a jewelry jar just a couple weeks ago. And look at what it says. So brass die stamp, gold plated, between $65 and $85, Frosted Leaves collection. So that is something that, I'm blown away by. Anyway, I was so excited to see a necklace that I just found a couple weeks ago in a jar in this book. And then I was looking at this one, and you guys remember the one the jewelry jar I just did where everything was tangled up. I saw this necklace and I was like, oh my gosh, I was just joking about this particular necklace and how somebody might have tied it up because they didn't want all those chains to get tangled or whatever, and they tied it in knots. Well, so I saw the picture in the book, and then I thought, oh my gosh, is that what that was? I just didn't look close enough. So there's that necklace, and you can see this one has got like the black chain, the gold. I'm trying to hold it where you can see it better. Where's the camera? There it is. The gold tone chain, but this one is not. You can see it's totally a copycat style. It does not have the Napier name on there. But when I saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, I just saw this necklace in the jar the other day. But yeah, it's, a copy of this particular one. So that's kind of good to know. I thought it was really interesting. And then towards the back of the book, it talks about how the Napier changed and the kind of the ending of it. I'm reading in the chat, sorry. And then there are sections. Hang on, let me zoom this kind of out so you can see what I'm looking at. There are sections in the back that are like it chunks it. Instead of saying, these are from all these different eras, let's take a look at all the sterling silver stuff that Napier put out. Let's take a look at all the giftware, like little banks and, jewelry boxes and trinket boxes and things. And so it's chunked by that. And then special issue jewelry and collectibles. There's different sections in the back for that. Okay. And I selected this one especially because I talk as someone, when people ask me, how do I get into selling jewelry? One of the things I say is, one of the ways I really liked starting looking for things is figural objects, because there are collectors for everything. And so here in the back of the book, it talks about the different Napier figural collectibles. Let's see, it's like people, grapes, fruit, floral, butterflies, abstract, Christmas, all these different ones. And then it goes into, I skipped it. So then it sections it off and it shows just the people, just the butterflies. And there's pictures, I'll show you, of just the butterflies. And then it talks about the descriptions of all of them and the eras and the price ranges, and it's phenomenal. I don't know. And then trademarks and patents, so there's pictures of all of that kind of stuff. It's not, I thought I had one more, maybe not. And then no, I did. Okay, there we go. Then there's a whole section just on the different marks for Napier in the back as well. She also interviewed, I think it was something like 50 employees or ex-employees. It just goes on. It's really, I can't think of the correct adjective. It's amazing. So one more second. Okay. So now what I thought was, I was going to talk about Melinda, but I'll pull up her picture in the book. How about that? So Melinda spent a very, very, very long time. Just take a look at her picture, first of all. Gorgeous. Ah! Okay. Look at that. Okay, so there's Melinda, the author, and this is Henry Swin, the other author of the book. And, oh, my fingers. Okay, so I thought what I would do is just kind of flip through some of the tabs that I have up here and share with you some of the other things that I really liked about the book. And then you guys can, let me take a peek in the chat and see what everyone is saying. So if you're watching this later, there's a chat. I think it's on this side, or down below if you're on your phone. Pardon me. Hello everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Rhiannon says, I already want the book. Yeah, I'm really excited to have it. Cindy already has the book, and she says, it overwhelms me a lot. It's so big and huge. And then, the DVD. Yeah, I forgot. Thank you for reminding me of that. It did come with a DVD as well, which we are in the process of moving, so I was not able to watch the DVD yet. So I'm really excited about that. There is a DVD that comes with it. So, David Letterman. So it's like a history of, it's history of jewelry, history of Napier, history of fashion. It's just really, really cool. Can Napier jewelry be found in the, oh yeah, absolutely. Let's Be Happy Thrifter asks, can Napier jewelry be found in the current thrifting market? I find it quite frequently, and that's a good point. I'll show a couple pieces that I sold, and did I close that out? Oh my gosh. Hang on, let me reopen it. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, here it is. These ones were some that I sold. Hang on, let me get my right. A while back, and the reason I know is because the pictures are wretched, but you can see what I sold some of these pieces for. So here's a Napier silver tone necklace, modern silver necklace, silver tube necklace. See, now I'd be able to go find the era, be able to find the actual name of this piece and list it correctly and hopefully take better pictures, because I did not do a very good job on these ones. But these are actual solds from my Etsy shop. So that sold for $30. Again, here's some I think these are screw back dome earrings that I sold for $15. These are some, let's see, twist on, clip on. But again, now I would be able to go and find what these are actually called. What is the, what actual year did this come out in, and be able to list it a little more accurately. I sold those for $17.99. And then this one is a bracelet. I have these are old listings, so they were from a while ago. But again, this is the Napier. But now I'd be able to go and find out like what exactly this bracelet was called. What was the collection it went with? What was the year it came out with? And so this sold for $17.99. And I may have undersold it. Who knows? I'd be able to find that out too. And like I said, I just found a Napier, that gold with the leaves, in a jewelry jar just a couple weeks ago. So it doesn't always have to be gold or silver in one of those jars to be an exciting find. We find lots of really cool costume jewelry as well. So the pictures are just wait till I show the pictures. All right. Okay. Oh, don't forget. I mentioned okay, so I'm just going to kind of flip through. I wish I had the camera where I could face it down, but I just don't right now. So I'm just going to turn it around and kind of flip through a little bit. Well, that's the front. And I don't want to share too much because I want you to get the book. So there's a whole big introduction here to Napier. I tried to not show you show things twice, but just kind of flip through. So this is another bit. This is from the 20s and the 30s. I wanted to show, there were the ads are in here. There's different patent pictures, tons of different magazine ads that were put out. This was just all about some of the ads and the cigarette lighters and giftware, Tabacchiana and all that. So it's not just jewelry that you might be able to find. That is Napier. What is this one? Oh, this one is all about fur clips. So that's something else that you might think about looking into, if you are selling fur clips and things like that. Then again, the floral, some of the figural stuff. It talks about the different floral brooches, and the names of them, the price ranges. I mean, that to me was just being able to say, what the name of a brooch is, what, maybe even who designed it, because there are different designers for Napier. And I know, some people would come at this book as a collector and love it as I'm a collector. And again, I'm a jewelry lover and also a seller. So it's useful for that as well. And then end of the decade, jewelry manufacturing, how it changed, and some of the different designs and how they changed over the years. Let me see what I've got here next. It goes into couture, how some of it becomes couture, and just the pictures, y'all. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Again, I talked about earlier some of the descriptive words, and so this page was more, I marked this one because I wanted to share, a lot of people ask, like, how do I describe this item? Well, this is another, throughout the book, this talks about the repousse, I never say that right, style, and the different ways to describe pieces of jewelry that you may find or may have out there. Let's see, there's a whole section about pearls. There's, I don't want to, for me, I'm just like, this is exciting, but I don't want to, well, you're here because you like it too, right? I'm like, I don't want to bore you. It's amazing. Hi, Joan, how are you? Yeah, this is, I could go on. Y'all tell me if I'm going on too long about it, but I don't think so. So here's one. I like this part. Endangered Species of the 50s. So it's like, ooh, now I'm on the hunt. If I can find these endangered species from the 50s, and here where it talks about the different, so the influences for the decade or influences for certain time periods, the Orient, East India, and Rome. So you'll see during not just Napier, but also through other fashion styles and things that you're going to see more of that influence in fashion and in jewelry. So that's kind of cool. It might help with dating pieces. Again, now we're looking into the 60s and 70s. There's the fashion trends, free thinking, jewelry trends. So it goes into all of that for each decade. I'm going to keep going because I'm loving it. I marked all these pages for you, right? I might as well show them to you. Let's see. I'll jump to the next one. Again, just by decade. This one, it gets into like the political jewelry. You can, it seems like during this, starting around some of these times, you can start, not necessarily personalizing, but, some of the charms you can get, but make it your own, like get the political charm that you like, or get the, hang on. I'm sure there's another page where I can describe it better. Just in all the ads. Okay, this is just another jewelry collection. Swarovski Awards. Swarovski Award winner for jewelry. Let's see. Does it show Napier unsigned pieces? I'll have to look in the back and see. I would lie to you if I said I read every single word in this book, because I didn't. I read a lot and I looked at a lot, but I couldn't read all of it. So, pardon me. Okay, so another one. This was just one I really liked. So, look at this brooch. I wish I could find this one. I don't know. I would have trouble giving it up. So, other jewelry favorites of the 60s. It's like a little stoplight. It's red and green, and you can change the color on it. Isn't that fun? I loved that one. Okay. And then it starts showing a lot more of these ads. There's a ton of the different ads that were out there at the time. Napier is. Okay. Hey, I'm so glad that you were able to catch it live. It really is. And it's over 1,000 pages. So what I'm showing you, there's way more. Way more. So just kind of giving you an idea. Again, this is for the 70s and 80s. And again, here's more, now we're talking about 80s and 90s, social attitude and fashion trends, jewelry trends. So it does that for every single decade. Hang on. You were into getting the, oh yeah. Let's see, here's the one. Here's that necklace. There we go. That I found in a jar, jewelry jar, right there, in the book. And I'm trying to see. Yeah, I don't know. I just started marking all these pages, and now I can't remember why I marked everything. Just to show you guys, because I know you love it like me. Right. Okay, let me get to the back part, so I can show you the kind of like the appendixes. Oh, here's that Byzantine one. I love the Byzantine stuff. I see that sometimes. Some of the ones that look kind of like this down here. If I can hold it up. There you go. No, they went out of business in sometime in the 2000s, not too long ago. There's a whole chapter about the end of the era with that. So, update on Napier. Hang on. Okay, then there's a whole Mickey Mouse thing, which I didn't know. There's a whole Disney line that they did. Mickey & Co by Napier. And there are a few other designers, so you'll see, this particular designer by Napier, Ralph Lauren by Napier, that kind of thing. And that's all in there too. And then, okay, so here's change. There was a section that talks about the end of an era. And then it goes into the history of just even the people working there, manufacturing department. Yeah, it's not actual ivory. It's ivory. Rihanna was saying I saw ivory in there. It was like resin, ivory colored. It was the style. So I'm at the section where it starts lumping things together like tobaccoana, giftware. Let's see. This one was there's a section on marketing. I'm not showing you everything. It's this is that section about figurals I was telling you. Aren't the Disney brooches nice? So here's it shows you the people brooches. It shows you the, what is that? Garden party. So the different flowers and florals and what they're called. And then, okay, here's all the different butterfly ones. And I know I found some of the butterflies before. So there's different butterflies, and then it goes into, so it numbers them, and then on the next page, it gives all these descriptions. It gives all the, price ranges and how to describe them, the names, what year. Yeah, it says what year it comes out, if it has a particular name, what the who the designer was, what collection it goes with. So all of that's like laid out in the chart. This is just, yeah, and again here more of the figural stuff, clique keys and fleur-de-lis. And again, same deal. They've got them numbered. Flip the page, and it's got all the descriptions, all the. To me, that's like worth its weight in gold. Knowing what year, the name, the collection, the era, just to me, that's just amazing. And then here's like all the animals, And we've seen this in the group where people will have an animal brooch and say, "What animal is this?" Well, here it gives the names of all the animals, because sometimes it's like, I don't quite know. Let's see, that's trademarks and patents. And then here's a whole like identification section where it's showing all the different marks, and then what year the marks went, what eras and all of that with the different marks. So, and it goes, Yeah, chronologically. So, I don't know if I did this book justice, but I didn't want to repeat the way that it was done sort of in the other review, that YouTube review. I wanted to do it more like a chat with you guys, because I know some of you already have the book, and some of you have been interested in finding out about the book some more. Again, it is $50. It comes with a DVD, and to me, it has been well worth every penny of it. So that is the book, The Napier Co. by Melinda Lewis. And it is way more than just about Napier jewelry. Because that's what I thought, like, how are you going to make a book? You can make a book all about Napier jewelry, but then you see the size of this and you're like, what? No, it's fashion trends, history of jewelry, influences, years, eras, what's going on in history, what's going on in fashion. It's just phenomenal. Absolutely. So I hope you guys found this video helpful or interesting, and might have whet your appetite for learning more about Napier, maybe picking up this book, definitely joining Jewelry Lovers, Texas Gal Jewelry Lovers, and also the Facebook page for, let me flip it back over to that, the napierbook.co. That's their Facebook page there. Again, there's that YouTube video that is on, I pulled up the wrong one, but they have it on their Facebook page as well. They have a YouTube channel, that is. And then you can order your book. Pardon me. I have the link down below for the book. Yeah. So there is that. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me check the chat, make sure there's no more. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm going to check my notes too before I sign off, because I'm worried that I'm forgetting to say something. Yeah, I think I got everything in there. And what's Rhiannon says, do you know what's on the DVD? Murphy the Esky watched it. It's a talk Melinda gave about the company and the jewelry. Very nice. Okay. So because we're in the process of moving, I have not had a chance to watch the DVD just yet, but I am really looking forward to it. And I'm not done with this book. Like I say, I'm sitting here drinking my coffee in the morning, flipping through, learning, reading, and I'm hungry for knowledge, and this book has given it to me. So I really hope that you enjoyed it, and go join all those fun groups, do all those nice things you do when you watch YouTube videos, and give it a thumbs up and subscribe and leave a nice comment, and let Melinda know in the comments how much you love her book or are impressed with all the work she put into it, because she really did. Okay, and thanks so much everybody for taking the time, spending some time with me today, and I will see you guys later. Bye everybody.